you doing?
I'm great. How are you? That was a great intro you had there.
Thank you. Gotta prepare for having Trent.
Yeah, you are. It looks good. It sounded good.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the show. Thank you for doing this. I'm super pumped to do this. And by the way, huge shout out to the one and only Charlie Coyle for introducing us and setting it up. I had Charlie on like a few weeks ago, and we had a blast together. Isn't Charlie phenomenal?
Yeah, he's a great guy. That doesn't surprise me.
Also, another thing Charlie told me is he told me that Pasta's getting married soon. I hope you got an invite.
Yeah, I did, but I actually can't make it. But yeah, he is getting married. I think across the ocean there. So it's exciting for him.
Super exciting. But
Yeah.
just your opinion, which one of the boys are going to get the most drunk that night?
uh, I don't know. That's a great question. Hopefully they don't get too drunk, but hopefully they all just have a good time, a fun time, and I'm sure there'll be a couple celebratory cocktails after for sure.
You're going to get a bunch of like FaceTimes.
I don't know the time change. I might have to mute my phone for that one and just get a little FOMO the next morning.
Anyway, so Trent, I know you're from St. Louis. Is that where you hang out during the off season?
Yep, that's where I currently am, and it's mostly where I spend all my time in the summer or off season. So,
That's nice. Is it nice there? I don't even know.
yeah, it's a little hot. It's probably a better time in the spring/fall, but it's getting a little. We've had good weather lately, but it gets a little humid here. So, just part of the gigs, part of being from here, but it probably scares some people from coming back here, but I still enjoy coming back.
Yeah, it's good. You grew up there. It's nice. And I might be wrong. I heard that one of your childhood coaches was Keith Kachuk. Were you?
Uh, yes, you heard right. He helped out. So did Jeff Brown, who played hockey in the NHL as well a lot. I had some fortunate coaches for sure.
Were you friends with Matthew and Brady growing up?
Yes, I was. Yeah, yeah.
That must be tough for you now because you have to play against the Panthers, and Matthew being on the Panthers is having a nice little rivalry going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, Matthew and Brady, they're both great players. We've probably had more run-ins with Matthew lately, but Brady's, just as good of a player as well. So,
Yeah, they're both amazing. Anyway, the past three years, your playing time has increased tremendously, and with that extra playing time, your production has also increased a lot. But this year, just like your guy, Charlie Coyle, you played in all 82 games and you scored a career high 18 goals. Just what clicked this year to help you be this productive?
I think Charlie had a lot to do with it. A lot of good teammates. Like you said, I was fortunate enough to play in all the games, and I was able to stay healthy. And I guess that just a little bit of luck there probably, but a lot of it's just training and a lot of good teammates to help me have the productive year I had this year.
If you would have to like single one out who you think would like took you under the wing the most or helped you out the most, who would that be?
I mean, there's a lot of guys, but I always try to give credit to Charlie because a year or two ago, he took me under his wing and really helped me when I was struggling more. And he still does every day at the rink. And I'm lucky enough that I get to sit next to him in practice. So I learn a lot from him.
You're definitely lucky to sit next to Charlie.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of my favorite stats to look at in general as a hockey fan is how many of a player's goals come in games that the team ends up winning. And Trent, this is a stat that you excelled in this year. Take a guess, Trent. Out of your 18 goals in this past season, how many do you think came in Bruins wins?
That's a great question. We had a good team this year. I know I saw a stat someone was telling me about that I had a lot of goals when we won, I think, in my career. So I'm going to go with the 18 goals. I'm going to say 15.
16. That was a really good guess. That's
Nice.
that's crazy. That's a ton of them. Like, what do you think plays into this?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if it's when we're winning, I get more opportunities, and the team's playing great, so I get to kind of rally off that, or I don't know what it is. It could be a coincidence. But it also helps that we had a great team, so we won a lot of games this year, and that helps too.
Yeah, of course it helps. I'm saying I have a theory that it's all in the celly. It's what gets the guys going, you know? You little goal, get a wicked celly, everyone gets fired up.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe everyone gets happy when I score, and if they probably see me do it, they're like, I can probably do it too. Like if Trent's scoring, then why can't I? And then the rest of the guys score. I don't really know what it is, but that is a crazy stat.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, another aspect of your game is that you're huge. You're a tank. You're 6'3", 220 pounds. Like you're not afraid to drop the gloves, obviously. This year I think you had 7 fights, which in today's NHL is a lot. Just tell me, how do you think a good fight can impact the game of hockey?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to lose it. That can hurt it. You're not gonna win all of them, but you definitely want to do well and get the guys excited. It can the NHL season's a long season, so when you have back to backs and we're kind of on the road trip or doing the road trips or playing a lot of hockey, something like doing that can get guys jacked up. I know when other guys do it, it pumps me up and it gets kind of an adrenaline rush for everyone. And, you know, but like I said, you got to try to win it or at least get a tie, and it helps a little bit more. So,
Do you have like a memory of a certain fight that you thought either was like the most iconic for you, that you felt good about, you won, you were all hyped, you were the most hyped about?
uh, trying to think. I mean, my first like my first couple years, I had a fight that I was just doing just to try to get the guys like excited. It wasn't like sticking up for a teammate or anything. I fought Tom Wilson when we were losing by a couple, and we were fortunate enough that when I was in the box, they scored a couple goals and we ended up winning. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fight, but I know after the game, a lot of guys are appreciative, and I was younger, and it meant a lot to me.
You know, that's actually crazy because I have a crazy story with Tom Wilson. When I was a little bit younger, my father took me to like the BioSteel here in Toronto during like the
Yeah,
off season. We watched some hockey there. Tom Wilson was there, and I asked him for a stick, and he was nice enough to give me one of the sticks and sign it. So I got a Tom Wilson stick sitting in my
that's
room.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I've actually heard great things about him, but on the ice, it's a little different. But I've heard he's actually a good guy off the ice, which is nice to hear. I think most hockey guys typically are, so it's cool. Oh,
yeah.
screen go there. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Anyway, is there like one player around the league that you haven't fought yet and you want a shot to go at him?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of people probably would love to fight on the Florida Panthers. There's a couple guys here and there, but obviously, it's a respect sport, so it's got to be mutually agreed on. Sometimes I'm sure there's a lot of guys that want to fight me that haven't, so it's the same thing. I'm not gonna, I can't like single out one guy, but I'll just say the whole Florida Panthers team. I would love to. I'd fight all of them. So
And you played Ryan Reeves in the playoffs this year in the first round.
yeah.
Were you wanting to drop the gloves there? That would have been a great fight.
No, not really. I was just trying to play. Something happened. I guess I would do it, but I would typically just trying to play and win those early games and end up going to seven. So maybe I don't know. Maybe a fight. If I fight a guy like that, it might jack up their team a little bit more than mine. So I was probably smart not to there, and I don't think there's any exchanging between me and him or anyone really in that in that part of hockey.
So tonight obviously is game 7 of the Cup Finals. Jeez,
Yeah,
what a finals it's been. Florida going up 3-0, and then I don't know, 1-2-3. Oilers came back 1-3 in a row. But the one player that I'm rooting so badly for is Zach Hyman. He was on my show a couple years ago, and it's been remarkable to see how much his game has just jumped up to such a high level. Do you know Zach at all? And like, what are your thoughts of his accomplishments this year?
I don't know him, but I feel like I've been following him for a while just because I lived in Ann Arbor. And he went to University of Michigan, and I was got lucky enough to watch him there. And it seemed like he's a hardworking kid and works hard, and he's really found a niche, and being good around the net. And a lot of credit to him. He had a ton of goals this year. I don't know the exact number, but he's got I think like 16 or something in the playoffs as well. So it's really cool to see. I was pumped he scored that breakaway the other night.
Yeah, I was also excited about that one.
Yeah, it was cool.
Do you want the Oilers to win because of how much you hate the Panthers, or is your connection with Matthew Tkachuk pulling you towards the Panthers to win?
I'm probably I'm leaning towards Edmonton. I want Edmonton to win.
Really?
That's just me personally. I normally don't after we're out. I usually don't like have a team that I want to win or anything. I have teams I don't want to win. But that's it. I mean, once we lose, I kind of hope no one could win it, but that's not how it works. So someone's got to lift the cup at the end of the year, and you always hope it's yourself or in your team. But I guess just because we don't play Edmonton enough, I don't have as big of a rival against them. So I'm probably rooting for them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if that's bitter or what, but that's the truth. Yeah.
It's amazing. I love that. So Coach Montgomery is considered one of the best coaches in all of the NHL. Last year, he led you guys to record-setting stats and like ridiculous wins. And this year, without Bergeron and Krejci, obviously because their retirements, your Bruins were unreal again. Tell me about Coach Montgomery and just what makes him such an effective coach.
I think like outside the X's and O's, I think he's a great people's person, and I think he reads all the players and knows how to coach like individuals and make them feel confident. I think he gets the best out of everyone, and with that, when you do that, you create better individual players, which helps the team. And I think too, just the way he teaches hockey is he makes it simple. And when you go into a game, you don't really have to think much, and you kind of understand what you have to do. And I think when you're thinking in hockey, for myself personally, when you're worried about your coach or the systems you're doing, it makes it a lot harder. So he does a really good job at both those. And I think he is just a really good hockey mind and a really good person.
How's your relationship like on a personal level? How's your relationship with him? Has it grown over the years?
Yeah, I actually knew him just barely before. I was fortunate enough to actually golf with him once. Just with him being in St. Louis, I happened to get in a little golf game with him once. So met him before. He was my coach actually a year or two before, and then I've actually just with him being in St. Louis in the summer, I actually golfed with him this week. So we have a pretty good relationship, and it's nice because we can separate hockey or work and just being friends in the off season. It's pretty simple, so it's nice.
That's amazing. It's always good to have a good relationship with your coach.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Anyway, it's last question. It's no secret that the Bruins are exploring trade like offers for their goalie Linus Ullmark. He's a phenomenal goalie. He went 22, 10, and 7 this past season. His save percentage was 915. And in 2022, 2023, he was absolutely untouchable. He went 46 and 1 with a 938 save percentage. Like, have you talked to him about his future with the team and what can you say about his game?
I have not talked to him about that, but I love Linus. He's a great guy. He's an unbelievable goalie. He's one of my better friends, and hopefully he stays with the Bruins. I know I have Instagram, so I see stuff too from accounts and stuff talking about that stuff. But I hope it's not the case. But you just never know. It stinks. That's kind of part of our job. You lose a lot of friends every year. You don't get to hang out every day. They're still your friends, but you don't get to have all that time together. So hopefully, the best happens for him and for the Bruins. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens. He's a heck of a goalie, and I would take him as my goalie any day of the week. He's a great goalie and also a great person. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm like a fan as well. All I do is sit back and watch as well, and I have no control over that. But it's always interesting when all that stuff gets going.
Trent, thank you so much for taking your time today to join me on Jake's Takes. Did you enjoy the time with me today? Be honest, Trent. I want to hear the honest opinion.
I did. I didn't know what I was really getting into. I kind of went through your Instagram and you messaged me. Charlie told me about it, and I went through it. I saw you got a shout out from Stephen A. Smith, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome. I'm impressed by the I don't know how you're doing this right now. Is that AI or
It's background?
Background. Yeah, I'm not good at that stuff. So yeah, I'm impressed. It's good stuff. You're doing a great job.